Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's Freelance Friday, we are going to be talking about 15 different ways or 15 different platforms you can use to market your photography business. So I'm going to go through 15 different methods and ways you can use these tools or platforms to help market your photography business. I think it's really important to be able to market your business in lots of different ways, and sometimes it's hard to get across all the platforms that you need to, or get across different marketing avenues. There's not just one set way to do it, and I don't believe that you should just be on social media and using that. I think there's a lot of ways through social media that you can use to market your business, and a lot of ways online and in person. So I really want to talk about a few of those ways that you can do that today. I'm going to get straight into it today, and the first platform you can use to market your photography business is by having a website. I cannot stress how important it still is to have a website. A lot of people just use Instagram, which is good too, but I definitely think you need a curated section. And of course, the way that you can do this is by having your own website. Now, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It doesn't have to be anything very fancy or anything like that, but it does need to be fitting in with your branding for the most part. So if you like a clean and minimalistic look, I think that's a really good way to go for a photography portfolio. I think specifically for showing off your work, it really needs to speak for itself, and having your own website there to link to potential clients, or if you're pitching to a potential client, I think it's really important to have that professional factor there. And of course, that's what it actually does, is it really does add that professional factor to your work. So I think it's important to have Instagram and social media too, but definitely have your own website of your best works and your curated works. The second way and second platform that you can market your business these days is by using Instagram. Now, this is a very obvious one, and I'm sure a lot of you are probably already using Instagram to market your photography business, but it's a very good way to continuously post content, to continuously update your content. I think it's a very fast platform. When you're looking at things like your website, that will be a lot more slow going, and it'll take you probably a couple of months to kind of update here and there for it. With Instagram, it's a constant stream of content that you can be posting on a daily basis or weekly basis to kind of get your work out there. There's actually a lot of different clients and brands and potential people that you really want to meet in the industry that do frequent Instagram as well, looking for new talent. So it's a very good way to try and get your work out there using the right hashtags and really connecting with the right people through there as well. The third platform you can use to market your business is by using Pinterest. Now, I really want to talk about this more on my channel because I do believe that Pinterest is a phenomenal tool for photographers, and I think it's very underused. But Pinterest is a very good way to hone in traffic and to really get a stream of traffic onto your website, onto your Instagram and social media. It is a good way to get people looking at your work and finding that audience that you really may want to have. It's also a good way to direct people and direct traffic if you are selling products online as a photographer, if you're selling prints, or if you're selling photo books or presets. This is a very good way to link that in with Pinterest. Pinterest is used by millions and millions and millions of people every month, and I think it's important to remember that there is an audience there. You just have to find the right way of honing in on that and really getting that traffic from that platform, because it's very underused, as I said before, and it's a very important one to consider. The fourth platform I'm going to talk about is Facebook pages. Now, a lot of you may have a Facebook page, and I will say there is a bit of caution here, because for some photographers this will be an important aspect for marketing. For other photographers, maybe not so much. For me, as a fashion and beauty photographer, I don't tend to find that Facebook pages is something that I use frequently. I don't feel like it's something necessarily very important for a lot of fashion photographers out there. What I do find it's important though for is for wedding photographers or family and portrait photographers, because there's a lot of people within that age demographic that frequent Facebook looking for those types of photographers. So that's something to really keep in mind, is that you can really run a successful business from a Facebook page these days. It's just finding out whether that niche that you have is necessarily going to work in with a Facebook page and really get a lot of traction on there. There's definitely photography businesses that will do very, very well on Facebook pages, but as I said, some other genres of photographers may not necessarily want to spend all their time on a platform like this. The next way you can market your photography, and the next platform that I'm going to talk about, is YouTube. Now, I obviously use YouTube for a variety of different reasons, but one of the main reasons is to create tutorials and create educational content for people. This is not something that you necessarily have to do to get an audience or to market your work on YouTube. I think that there's lots of different videos that you can film to put on YouTube that will help market your business. You can do a lot of behind the scenes videos. You can do challenge videos. There's lots of other different ways that you can get your work out there on YouTube. You can even have a reel of your portfolio. I think that there's a lot of different videos that you could really create for YouTube to market your work. And it's a platform, once again, that I think is underutilized by photographers. And I think one of those reasons is because it's hard for photographers to see how they can use the platform. But if you think outside of the box, it can be a very lucrative platform for marketing on. And there's times that I've been booked by clients just through YouTube and using YouTube. So I definitely think that's a method for marketing, and it's something to definitely consider. The next platform I'm going to talk a little bit about is Facebook groups. Now, Facebook groups is a little bit different to Facebook pages, as a lot of you will probably know, but joining the right Facebook groups can really help you network and help you market your business. You do have to be careful of that though, because some groups and some local Facebook groups will not allow you to promote a lot, but there is definitely ways that you can market your business. There's a lot of people that are after photographers through those groups, and especially for weddings and things like that and family portraits. So if you're that kind of a photographer, or if you do that genre of photography, definitely look out for those types of posts in Facebook groups, because that can be a really surefire way to secure your next job or to really get your name out there. The next platform I'm going to talk about is a little bit varied, and it can depend on which platform you prefer to use, but creative platforms that are meant for creatives to get their work out there. So for an example, I'm going to list The Right Fit. The Right Fit is an online creative website for photographers, makeup artists, stylists, models, talent, you name it. And this is really a great way to try and get jobs off this website. They do post a lot of creative jobs for people to apply to, and this is a great way to get started in the industry and start getting your name out there to different brands. If they're asking for photographers for a particular job, this is a great way to then go and apply and show that you can do that kind of work, or show them your portfolio. And even if you don't get picked on the first occasion, you may be remembered for another shoot down the track. So definitely look into these creative sites. They are popping up everywhere. It's just finding one that's obviously going to suit your locale and suit the kind of brands that you might be reaching out to. The next method of marketing your business is by creating an email list or newsletter. So for people who are really interested in your work and want to keep updated with it, it is a great way to have an email list. Email lists are one of the best ways to market to people. And the reason for this is you are marketing to them directly into their inbox. This is a difficult thing with social media these days with algorithms. It is not always easy to reach people directly, and you won't reach everyone, unfortunately. But email lists are great to start building if you have plans in future to either maybe sell products, offer courses, if you do blogging, if you do YouTube. It's a great way to update people with where you're at with your portfolio and what you're up to currently, and educational content. It is a great way to start marketing your business in that sense. The next way you can market your business is by pitching to ad agencies. Now, this is something that might come along eventually in your careers, especially if you're just starting out. It might not be something that you want to do initially, but once you've got a portfolio that's quite well curated, it's a great way to start marketing and to send marketing packages or media kits to different ad agencies around. If you're looking at doing more commercial photography or brand work, this is a really great way to start researching, find those ad agencies that you want to pitch your work to, and then you're essentially getting your work out there, but through a back door, which is kind of cool. So I would definitely recommend doing this if you're at the stage in your career where you're feeling more confident with your work and you want to get those jobs, you want to market your business a little bit more directly. This is another great way to do that. The next way you can market your photography business is by using Google and SEO, specifically ratings and testimonials. I will ask this one question to you guys, but what is the first thing you look at when you're wanting to maybe get your hair done, or you're wanting to find a photographer for a particular reason, or you want to find someone in a trade and get ratings or reviews on them? A lot of the time you're going to go to Google to find this out, and Google reviews is going to be the best way to get your testimonials out there from people. Every time you do a job for someone, every time you do a test shoot maybe with new creatives, it's a really good idea to get them to try and leave you a review on Google, because this is going to help your SEO. It's going to help your name, business, and genre in terms of SEO and getting bumped up to the top of the search results too. So definitely consider this and start considering it in future when you're doing more client work. Get people to recommend you and get people to do a testimonial on Google. The next way you can market your business is word of mouth, and I like to do this by collaborating. I like to do this by doing test shoots. This is ensuring that I'm always working with new people, I'm always working with different creatives in the industry, and I can help get my name out there in that sense. Doing tests, if I didn't ever do tests, I would never in my wildest dreams be anywhere near where I'm at today. I wouldn't have the contacts that I do have, and I wouldn't have the jobs that I've had or the clients that I've had. So I think it's very important that you do collaborate, you do test often, and start to get your name out there by word of mouth, and start getting so comfortable and confident that people start essentially recommending you. The next way you can market your business is by joining networking events. Now, if you're a little bit of an introvert like me, this is not always the most fun thing to do as photographers or business owners, but it is quite essential at times. It's another way that you don't necessarily have to do all of your marketing online, and you're really getting out in your community or your area to get your name out there, because that's really important too. And it's going to be important for you booking jobs in future. So any networking events that you do have the opportunity to go to, I definitely suggest tagging along and maybe bringing another creative friend or something like that to help try and make contacts and to talk to people and network, because it really could end up booking you jobs down the track. The next way to market your business is to submit to online editorials or print magazines. As a lot of you may know, editorials are genuinely an effort to get tear sheets, and this will be very important for you booking editorial work in future, but also commercial work too. And this will be really getting your name out there in the sense of the professionals amongst the creative industry and the photographic industry. So submitting to magazines is definitely a huge part for fashion photographers and beauty photographers out there, and it's something that you should do regularly, and you should work on editorials fairly regularly. I think this is, like I said, something that a lot of professionals and top professionals in the industry will look at if you tend to have quite a few editorial tear sheets in the end. So definitely look at being creative and look at submitting to some magazines to help market your photography business in future. The next way you can market your photography business is by blogging. Now, blogging will really help with SEO once again, and it's going to help you become more searchable online. I think if you're interested in putting out educational content or even a photo blogging series where you like to post your work in blogging form and do a little story, if you like writing about it, then this is a really great way, like I said, to help your SEO and to help people find you online and to market your work overall. And the last way, the 15th way to market your photography business, is by paid advertising. Now, I've left this to last because I think, like most of what was on that list, it was pretty organic in terms of growing and in terms of marketing your work. But I think paid advertising does have its place also, and I really like to use that when I'm maybe having a special on model portfolio shoots, or I'm having deals. I know when I was doing weddings and family portraits and that sort of thing, it would be a great way to do some paid advertising at that time period where I was offering something amazing, like an amazing deal or 30% off photo shoots for the month of January or something like that. So I definitely don't discount paid advertising, but I wouldn't focus on it either. I think it has its time and place, and it's definitely another great way to market your photography business. Okay guys, well, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope it was very helpful for you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe and click the notification bell to make sure you see all the videos that I have in future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!